Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about something new in writing. So we've been working on writing stories for our characters, and I wrote a new story. What I did was got my character page and I flipped it over and I thought about the different places where my character could have an adventure. And I decided, okay, I wrote a story about the treehouse, the one where the ladder fell down, and I really liked writing that story and I feel like I did a pretty decent job with it. And then I thought, let me just do another adventure in the treehouse because there's so many fun things that can happen in a treehouse. So I wanted to spend a little bit more time writing in that spot. So today I came up with a new story, a new adventure, and a new problem for Fiona. So when she went to the treehouse this time, which happens is she decided to eat her lunch in the treehouse and just spend the day playing up there. And I mean, that's something fun that I used to do in my friend's treehouse. We would go up there and eat lunch, and I always thought that that was a fun thing to do. So I wrote that story, and the crazy thing that happens when she's up there is that a bee shows up. So now when you're in a treehouse and you're high up and you can't get away very quickly, it could be pretty scary if a bee came in there. Now, this has never happened to me personally, but I was recently outside with my kids and I saw a bee. And it just made me think, what would happen if that happened to my character? So today, what I want to talk to you about, which is a really important thing that writers do, is writers work on their setting. The setting is the time and place that the story is happening. So for my setting, obviously Fiona has to be in the treehouse and she's eating lunch. So it's going to be during the day and it's going to be in the summer. So I'm going to show you this little paper to help us remember that really good fiction writers describe the setting. So let's look at my story. Let's see if we can make it even better the way that I talked about the setting. Okay, so before I think about how I can grow my writing and make my story even better, I am going to share this adventure with you so you can see the whole story that I wrote. So now, again, this is a treehouse story. And this one, however, the adventure is that there is a bee in the treehouse when Fiona gets up there. So I'll start here. Fiona was walking to her treehouse with her lunch. She was very excited to spend the day outside. Fiona climbed the new ladder her father put on. She felt happy when she got to the top. A bee! Fiona screamed. A bee buzzed around inside the treehouse. Fiona wondered if the bee would like her juicy orange. She tossed the orange out the window and watched it fall to the ground. The bee zipped away to follow the orange. Hooray! It's gone! Fiona cheered. The rest of the day was nothing but fun. All right, so that's my entire story that I got down. I do want to make a lot of changes to it. I think there's a lot of places where I can make it better. But today, this is what I'm going to show you that writers can do to make their realistic fiction stories better. What really good writers do is they describe the setting. Now, from the listening to the story, Iris and Walter, you learned about what the setting is. The setting is the place, the time of day. And so for the place, it could even, it could also talk about the weather in that place and the season. So you can see that in this picture, obviously this person is camping. So I'm thinking it's at a campground. I can see the moon and stars, so it must be nighttime. Obviously, it's going to be, well, not obviously, but probably summer when it's warm enough out to camp outside. And for the weather, I would have to say not rainy, kind of like a clear night, a night where you can see the stars and the moon. So now I'm going to think about my story. The setting is something that we talk about on the very first, like right in the beginning. So let's look at my first page. I said, Fiona was walking to her treehouse with her lunch. She was very excited to spend the day outside. Now, if you look at my sketch, I sketched, obviously she's outside, you can see the trees, but I also have a sun because I want it to be a super sunny day. So I'm thinking as a writer, I should probably mention that the day was really sunny. Maybe I can talk about the season when this is happening because I didn't really say that. So I'm going to add some of that right now. Okay. Check back in one moment. Okay, so here's what I added. So I'll read the beginning and then you can see my addition. Fiona was walking to her treehouse with her lunch. She was very excited to spend the day outside. She felt the warm summer sun on her cheeks. The air smelled fresh. It was a beautiful summer day. So I feel like I'm adding details about what the setting is. You know that it's daytime, you know that it's summer, and you know that she's outside. And all of those things are really important, especially since a bee is going to be chasing her. Okay, it's your turn now to look at one of the stories that you have already written and revise them to see, can you add something about the setting? And if you feel like you've already done a great job with that, then maybe try to write a new adventure for your character and make sure that you say something about the setting in that adventure. Okay, have fun writing.